The following brought to you in part by Hemp CBD Connex. Creative cannabis marketing, media, and design, Kind Time, and Yummy RealCannaHoney.com.
My aunt actually passed away and she needed CBD and I didn't know how to find it. I knew how to grow a plant that had THC in it, but I wasn't aware of what industrial hemp even was 5 years ago when I started this journey. So I reached out to great people around the industry and I decided to find the genetics. And when finding the genetics isn't so simple, I found out that you couldn't even have genetics unless they fell out of the sky, right, in immaculate conception. So we found the genetics by a lot of networking, and I put about 1.5 acres in the ground that first year and learned a lot about the plant, how to put a seed in the ground and create a seed. And to this day, I still believe in that wholly, even though Oregon is huge on growing CBD and a plant that's 10 times concentration of a seed variety, and I understand, but still at the end of the day, we don't make clothing and we don't make food and we do not make houses with a CBD plant. So I have integrated in the last 5 years to know that those CBD plants are very important, high concentration, you get 10 times more oil like I just said, but at the end of the day, what got me here is the passion to help people. And I, for some reason, I looked at my brother being addicted to opiates as well and figured out that I can try to help him divert out of opiate addiction. And so I tried to find CBD and ended up having a hard time. And so I went ahead and collaborated and came to events and just showed up. And at the end of the day, that's how we all have to help, is just by showing up. I mean, everybody always asks me, how do I get in the hemp industry? Or they ask me that first question, where are your farms at? And at the end of the day, you don't have to have a farm to be involved in industry. You just have to show up. Whatever you're passionate about is going to bleed out into the industry. You know, if you're passionate about soap, maybe you'll make CBD soap. Maybe you'll be integrated into salves and topicals. Maybe you've never even heard of the plant, but you just want to know more. There's a lot of people in this room that are geniuses, in my opinion, that have been passionate about this plant for decades, and we can learn a lot just by showing up. So I showed up, is the bottom line. I didn't have anything. I had $0, zero investment, but I had a passion for the plant and a need to help people. And so here we are, like 5 years later. I've had 2 or 3 companies, good and bad and otherwise, has happened. The journey is true, you know. As long as we stay positive in the aspect of helping others, everything will work out. At the end of the day, no matter how much money we make, we can't take it all with us when we die. So I want to help as many people as possible, and that's what I'm passionate about. So currently, you know, I have my brand Oregon Vitality that just actually launched its website, and we're helping others add value to their products. We're adding, you know, drying services and processing services through large-scale CO2 processing, and we're sending that into a blended finished oils, and we're sending that into the market in finished goods and added value products. We're making things that are compliant under 0.3 and able to go into all avenues, into normal stores, dispensaries, and mom and pop stores alike. So it's a big push, and like I said, lots of great people here today. I'm happy to know that it's our, what is it, 6th annual now? And so back to growing industrial hemp, though. People are growing hemp tens of thousands of acres. I didn't even foresee that. I thought, that first year we're growing 5, 10 acres with 10, 13 of us, and now here we are growing tens of thousands of acres. But here's the problem: a lot of guys jumped in, a lot of investment came in, but they couldn't figure out how to dry it. And so that's why we're going to fall in and try to help people dry their hemp and try to then push it into processing and into a regulatory market, or that of such that it's compliant under 0.3. And so again, back to just helping others, helping the farmer, and then sending added value products at a great price. Being that we have large scale, we can add the value into a consumable product for retail that is affordable, and that's what we're passionate about, is bringing an affordable product with a therapeutic dose. Our minimum doses are 1,000 milligrams, and so we need content in our products to be beneficial. And at the end of the day, I don't want any of the consumers to be getting products that they don't have anything in it. I don't want them to be duped, and we just have figured out solutions to help others, and we want to push that along. Oh, I'm so grateful that this plant grows with so little water. It grows in so many different environments. People asked me early on, will it even grow here? And I'm like, it'll grow everywhere. I even had this big ag corporation say, well, if it grows everywhere, then it must be an invasive weed, and we don't want anything to do with it. And I had to change their mind, and that same group is now growing thousands of acres and helping people harvest. So it's like they've changed their mind over the years just because of one thing, and that is educating. And what I'm passionate about is the symbiotic relationship with Mother Nature. And at the end of the day, if we let the plant grow and not do anything to it, don't put those pesticides and herbicides and anything into it, it'll produce whatever it produces. And at the end of the day, that's good enough, because we don't need it to be a certain percentage. It could be 1% and still be beneficial. It could be 10% and still be beneficial. So again, it could be a seed crop variety, have food, fiber, and CBD. And that's what I'm really passionate about, is trying to show people a tri-crop variety that's here forever. Because if we look at the past, right, and we learn from the past, is other countries have been growing it like corn for 20 plus years. And they have markets. They have markets built out for clothing, markets built out for fiber, and markets built out for food. And all those seeds coming into our food stream into America are coming from Canada. So we need to compete with that and start growing our own seed in America and producing that forward. And so I'm passionate about the plant and in every variety that it grows, either with irrigation or non-irrigation. My great-grandparents came to Oregon in 1870s into Sherman County, and they were dryland wheat farmers. I didn't even understand what dryland wheat farmers meant. It means that we use Mother Nature's rainwater to let the plant develop. We could do the same thing with industrial hemp in those areas that are struggling in those communities, and bring jobs forward and create dynamic situations that people, it would blow their mind if they could make all their houses and all their clothing and all their plastics out of industrial hemp. And I want to show people how they can do that. And I've researched over the last 5 years that it's actually happening in other countries. And so I just want to push that information forward.